Hello and welcome to this educational series on the gut wall and Cyrex Array 2. I'm Robin Puglia. I'm the Cyrex Labs VP of Education for the UK, Ireland and Europe. So Cyrex Array 2 is at the heart of all autoimmune investigations. So while it's true that despite popular thinking, it is possible to have an autoimmune disease without having pathogenic intestinal permeability, it is imperative that we rule in or rule out the inflammatory involvement of the gut mucosal immune system. In this series of videos, we will be exploring the importance of understanding the essential barriers and the consequences of breached or compromised barriers, for example, food reactivity, systemic inflammation, or autoimmunity. We will be exploring why testing for barrier integrity should be performed and also when. And we will be helping you as a practitioner to achieve competence and confidence in assessing the barrier testing results and any detected abnormalities. So our immune barriers are our very first line of defense. They are semi-permeable, so they filter out immunogenic and inflammatory materials while they absorb essential nutrients. They protect the internal environment, so the body and the brain, from invasion by environmental factors, the things that we are all coming into contact with on a daily basis, no matter how clean our diet and lifestyle. And the more we know that the more environmental factors that exist in the mucosa or in the bloodstream, the greater the immune reactivity and the inflammatory consequences that occur as a result when a breach in the barriers occur. So Cyrex Array 2 is groundbreaking. It's a modern and clinically profound gut barrier assessment. Instead of being a simple yes or no question around the presence of permeability, it actually provides you, the clinician, with information that helps to shape your interventions and shape the path ahead. So it discusses and investigates the mode of permeability, and also provides you with accurate information about the consequences of the measured permeability. So it helps you to triage your permeability interventions against other possible priorities, which is really important for clinical decision making. It helps provide information about lipopolysaccharides or endotoxin, which is fundamental for creating effective immunomodulatory programs because of the profound inflammatory consequences of LPS in the systemic circulation. And Array 2 also fits with Array 20 to more completely assess neurological inflammation. For those of you who are working with post-viral fatigue, ME or chronic fatigue syndrome, neurological autoimmunity, cognitive decline in any of its forms, or brain fog or brain endurance issues, or any behavioral or sensory processing issues in patients. So please do not be the practitioner who says that you don't need to check for leaky gut because you're going to assume that it's there for any reason. You cannot assume anything when it comes to the immune system. Or the practitioner who treats without testing. You know, practicing in this way completely misses the underlying mechanisms. You will have heard, or you will have used the phrase possibly many times, test, don't guess. But this is one of the areas where you cannot guess or assume. You must test in order to be accurate and effective. So it's important to understand the hierarchy of your interventions. It's important to understand how to prioritize and when to make gut-focused interventions, immune-focused interventions, or prioritize other interventions ahead of the gut potentially. It's really important to be able to step back and look at the big picture and understand what's going on in the context of the person that you are working with, not the condition that you have in front of you. And this is where everything happens when it comes to chronic management or management of chronic conditions. So barrier permeability is the third leg of the stool in autoimmune disease outside of genetics and environmental triggers. So there is mounting evidence from animal and epidemiological investigations, and gut health is now considered as a new frontier in preventative and therapeutic medicine, aimed at various gastrointestinal and metabolic disorders. Of course, this is from a conventional perspective. If you've been working with naturopathic or alternative and complementary medicine, we have understood that gut health is the first frontier for many decades, but it has now become more mainstream than it has fringe in the past. So barrier dysfunction, of course, is deeply connected to immune dysfunction and to the so-called aberrant responses that lead to and perpetuate autoimmune diseases. So immune miscommunication is strongly associated with barrier permeability at any location in the body, but most often with intestinal permeability. And so we start with the gut and we work forwards from there. So please join me as well in the next video, where I will be diving into some of the complexities and details around the gut wall. Thank you for joining me in this video today.